Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Chelsea through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, courtesy of a Tammy Abraham goal set up by Reece James. And Thomas Tuchel's near perfect start to his Chelsea career continues. That's his fourth clean sheet. It's another win. He's through to the quarterfinals, as we mentioned. He's back into the top four race. It could not have gone better for Thomas Tuchel. Still a number of areas for the German to work on with his team, but it's been an excellent start. You can see the patterns, you can see the styles starting to formulate. It, of course, needs work. All new styles need work, but again, Thomas Tuchel proving to be the right appointment so far, and of course, the decision to get rid of Frank Lampard vindicated. The panel will be with us a little bit later in the show. Make sure you smash the like button right now. Hit the like button. Don't go any further until you do that. Sign up to the Discord server as well. Really important to the Football Terrace that you get that done. Also subscribe, hit bell notification button as well. And look, Barnsley, they gave it a real good go tonight. There's no doubt. I mean, they had more shots. They created more chances. But Chelsea just really played within themselves in many ways. A very experimental team that came out onto the pitch. Emerson and Alonso both starting in this game. Hudson-Odoi playing in the fullback role. And, of course, a few changes were made, in the second half that really brought Chelsea to life and made the 3-4-3 come alive. Do I think Chelsea could have upped it a gear or two? Yes. Do I think Chelsea could have performed? Do I think this Chelsea team has got legs to get itself to another level? Absolutely. There's 72% of the ball tonight. For large parts, they were in control. There was a very early save from Kepa, which helped keep him in the game. There's no doubt about it. But overly a good performance from Chelsea. They go through to the quarterfinals, which is the most important thing. They'll be away, I believe, at Sheffield United. And the quarterfinals are set up to create some amazing semi-finals. Either Leicester or United will be in the semi. You've got either Everton or Man City will be in the other. It's going to be interesting. Stacey here says Barnsley were the better team and Chelsea got lucky with an offside goal. Come on, that goal was onside. That goal was legitimately onside. You could clearly see, Stace, that Tammy Abraham was behind the ball when Reece James crossed it. I'm all for having a little bit of throwing a bit of salt and a bit of banter towards rivals, but 110% that goal was onside. No doubt about it whatsoever. And, great work by... I was just watching the replay here. Reece James, great work on the right-hand side, exploited the space, and there Tammy Abraham was. Do you know, that's where Tammy Abraham is absolutely at his best. Super chat from C here says, man of the match tonight was Mason Mount. Come on. Let's not... Come on, don't be doing that. Don't be doing it. David will be here. I think that's actually when David comes on, that's going to be the thing he was most happiest with, to not to have to see Mason Mount on the field of play tonight. Super chat here says we should have had a pen. Big up everyone. That's also really true. So absolute cast iron penalty in the first half that Chelsea should have had. No doubt about it. That would have really changed the complexity of the game as well. I think that would have, as soon as Chelsea scored, to be fair, you saw a lot of the life go out of this Barnsley team who did give it their all, who did work hard, who did try, but quite frankly, just not good enough. Abraham, of course, clearing off the line on the 78th minute as well. So there are a few moments in the game, that clearance, as you say, from Tammy, the really good save early on from Kepa. But that's what your players are there for. That's what the system is there for. You're meant to have players on the line in that situation. Standard. Your goalkeeper's meant to make good saves. A £72 million goalkeeper is meant to do that. And Chelsea did what they needed to do, no doubt. Diego Costa here says, nah, just ignore my super chat. When did you put your super chat in, bro? I didn't see no super chat from you. Oh, there it is. Sorry, you did put one in. I missed it. I'm really sorry, bro. It says Tammy Abraham. Yo, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. I can't say that. I can't say your super chat, bro. Because I don't know what slender man means, and I'm definitely not saying the word that comes before it, referring to he's immutable. So, bro, I respect you and everything, but I don't know what that means, and I'm not going to put myself into a position by saying that. It isn't going to happen, bro. There's bare ops about. Do you know what I mean? Like, I ain't saying that because what does slender man mean? Does anybody know? Is it a bad thing? I don't know, and I'm not going to say so. I don't understand. Does this show why Jovetic, obviously Jorginho and Jovetic, is the preferred double pivot by Tuchel? Didn't think Gilmour or anyone in our midfield looked up for it. In fairness, Barnsley really hurried. Barnsley really pushed hard. Barnsley made it very, very difficult for Chelsea. There's no doubt about that. By the way, keep smashing that like button. Man like David, man like Gemma backstage, ready to jump in. We're going to share the link with you to come on very soon as well. Thank you, Strip Bear, for this. Please become a member. Hit the join button, see what the peaks are. And we've got some big stuff coming soon, very, very soon to the Football Terrace as well. Testing new technology today. Things are going to be amazing here very, very soon. Well, it's already amazing here. It's going to be even better. So smash the like button as well. But no, look, I think Billy Gilmour's a young talent. Barnsley just pressed really hard. Barnsley made it very, very difficult for Chelsea in the first half. The ground, look at the grass tonight. I'm not trying to do a tie here, but the grass was terrible. There were holes everywhere. Very difficult for a Chelsea team. Do you know how depressed David looks backstage? All I can see is his head, like the top of his head. Like his hoodie, bro. It's so fun. There he is. Here's his face. It makes me laugh when I look at the panel and see what they're doing there. Bads here, one of our members, says Slenderman is like the abdominal snowman. I don't know what that means either. I don't know what these things mean. I don't know what these things mean. Thank you very much to Christopher for becoming a brand new member. He's become a legendary member of the Football Terrace as well. Check you out. Over 1,000 people watching. That means you should be past 500 likes by now. So make sure you're smashing that for us. We're going to share the link on the Discord server now for you guys to come on and have your say. Come with your points as well. Want to know what you think and feel about the performance. Panel coming up in about 10 minutes. Ready and waiting. I'm also going to share the link for you to call in right here as well. Terry Slenderman is a gameless, tall, and skinny look. Okay. Maybe I believe it. Maybe I won't. I'll check it out on Tinternet later what it means. That's what I'm going to have to do. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Nana here says that pitch was nasty. It was, bruv. I wouldn't have been surprised if you'd have seen the if you would have had seen the players go out before the game with a shovel and a pitchfork and start chopping it up. You know, we've got man like Ches. We're going to get on first to have his say. Ches, what you saying, bro?
I'm good, but I don't think it was a terrible performance. I'm not gonna lie, but the pitch, Terry, man, conspiracy theory, call me Ty, but they must have done something to that pitch. Cause I don't know what that was going on there, slipping and sliding, all of this, all these shenanigans. Barnsley pressing us, we struggled. We ended the day, we got the win. That's all that matters. So we're through.
Yeah, listen, and that is the most important element. That is the most important thing to you to get yourself through. How are you personally, the way you're playing there under Tuchel? Do you like what he's bringing to you? Ches? I don't know what was Ches. I'll come back to you in a bit. Next up, Alex CFC's on the show. Alex, welcome back to the Terrace. What you saying, bro?
Hey, Terry, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good, thank you. What did you make of your performance tonight? Some people seem disappointed, some seem happy. Give me your thoughts.
Oh, I thought it was a shocking performance. Just we were so bad. Like just in general, there was no. We were in second gear. We weren't even trying to play football. Like even no matter how the pitch is, our team is strong enough to play on any pitch. We have strong enough players to play. Like Ziyech today, I don't know what he was on. I think he was still at home in his bed, like relaxing. Like even Pulisic, where was he today? Like, you know what I mean? Some of the players today just weren't stepping up. I think nothing to do with the manager. It's just the players today were just shocking. We just had to have. Obviously, I think I always had it in me that I think we win this game because if we get one chance, we score. But just in general today, just the Kepa, you got to give credit to him. He did save it, but I've got to give credit to Barnsley today. That they were pressing well against Chelsea. And,
yep.
You got to give credit to them, but Chelsea today was shocking, and even Kante and Billy Gilmour today just wasn't working. Like I could sort of straight away that it wasn't working. But look, this is the FA Cup, and sometimes you get these games. And I hear that.
And you know what, you're through, and it's the early days with Tuchel. I'm looking as a neutral. I think when I watch Chelsea play, And I can already see the patterns. I can already see what Tuchel's doing. But remember, he's had no real time to train you because there's a game every 2 to 3 days to pick up where he's come in. If you look at your record since he's been at the club, I might have said 4 clean sheets earlier, but it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 4 clean sheets from 5. It's 4 wins out of 5. You're back in the top 4 race, most definitely. You're into the quarterfinals of the cup, and from the way you were performing and playing under Lampard, you may not be back in the top 4 race, and you may not have got through a game like tonight with a team really pushing you and hurrying you. So, I would be very encouraged if I was a Chelsea fan right now. There's no doubt about it. Alex, I appreciate you coming on, having your say, mate.
Yes,
Thank you very much indeed. Next up is going to be Tuchel's Army on the show. Before we do that, the panel, 5-6 minutes away, we're going to be getting them on. Make sure you're hitting that like button. We need to be hitting that 500 like mark, people. Let's do that right now for the Football Terrace community. Get that done. Tuchel's Army on next. Welcome back to the show, brother. What you saying?
Hey, Terry. I just want to say, firstly, thank you for having me on.
No problem.
Secondly, I just want to say today's game was dire. It was horrid. I didn't like it. But I must say, Kante today, I feel like we missed Jorginho. Jorginho gets a lot of hate. Obviously, big ups to all the Chelsea mass on the Football Terrace. I big up all of them. I like their views. But I feel like Jorginho is well disrespected on the terrace, I must say. I feel like his presence was missed today. I feel like Pulisic was non-existent. Big up Anita. I know her. I know her feelings on Pulisic. He was non-existent today. Cho was non-existent on right wing. I feel like we didn't have that potent instinct up front. The pitch didn't help, but I feel like we got away with it today, Terry. I genuinely feel like we got away with it today. I don't know what everyone thinks, but I feel like we got away with it today.
Yeah, listen, Jorginho, don't get any disrespect from. Everybody's important on the Football Terrace, especially our viewers, massively to our panel. In terms of myself, I'm on 95% of the shows. I've always rated Jorginho. I think he's absolutely tremendous. And you did miss him today. A Tuchel system needs that. I don't know. I don't really care if there's a name for it. You need a Carrick. You need a Thiago. You need a Jorginho type player that knits everything together. Is almost that quarterback. You don't need a quarterback to be the most physical athlete out there, the best athlete, the best runner, the strongest. It's moving that ball with speed at the right time in the right directions. And that was certainly missing at times today. There's no doubt about it. Some people are calling it a regista. I don't really quite know what the term regista means. I've never researched it. But if Jorginho's that, then that's definitely what you missed.
Wait, Terry, sorry to cut you off there, but I just want to make one more point, yeah? Rudiger's vital for Chelsea, like going forward. I feel like the manager, obviously, he made that switch. He took off Christensen and Alonso. Not so much Alonso, because we know what Alonso is about. I feel like a Rudiger in the back three is so pivotal. I feel like today...
Why though? Why do you think that? What makes you say that? I'm interested.
Okay, because obviously we're playing Dave and Rudiger as a back three. I feel like Rudiger... Okay, who do we have in the back three today? Emerson? I feel like Emerson wasn't pushing the ball forward. He's played Rudiger in the Aspie role. Obviously, Aspie pushes the ball forward. He goes forward. Obviously, we saw his goal against in the Premier League. We saw his goal in the Premier League when he played in the back three. But I feel like Rudiger pushes the ball forward, and he's more, he passes the ball forward. I feel like Rudiger was missed today. Obviously, he brought him on. But anyways, I feel like it's a good win.
Yep.
Thanks. That's all I had to say today. Cheers, Terry.
No worries, mate. Thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate that. I understand where you're coming from, Ahmed. All the best, bro. Next up on the show, we're going to have CFC Beast back with us. What you saying, Beast?
Disappointing performance. Barnsley pressed us today. At times it felt like we were struggling, and Gilmore was getting bullied off the ball. We were struggling to get out of our own half, and if it wasn't for 2 Kepa saves, we would have lost this game. I think what this has taught us is that Gilmore isn't ready for the Premier League yet. We can't be, and the more I watch this game, the more I was watching the game, the more I was missing Jorginho. It just realized in my head that maybe that Jorginho might just be here next season and he'll be pivotal to whatever we do. I think we I just don't know. But I guess it's the FA Cup at the end of the day, and sometimes you'll need a little bit of magic, but we can't keep doing this where we keep on getting into the final third and look clueless. We had one shot attempt throughout for 45 minutes. And I'm not gonna judge Tuchel yet, but it's just as soon as we get into the opposition's final third, we look clueless at times. And I'm not gonna blame anyone yet. I just think that we need to start being clinical when it comes to chances. Otherwise, there are going to be teams like Man United and Atletico in the coming weeks that are going to take chances like this and beat us. If it was Atletico or Man United playing today, who had those two chances, we would have been down 3-0 in the first half, easily.
Yeah, you know, I understand that, and look, I think it's a little bit harder at times to prepare for a Barnsley than it is a Man United or Atletico in terms of the amount of data that's available playing at that level, and it is the FA Cup as well. I always find the refereeing's different in the sense of, you know, a few more harsher tackles are allowed, etc., etc. But I understand where you're coming from. For me, I don't obviously worry about Chelsea in the same way that Chelsea fans do. I think it looks really, really positive from my point of view. But listen, CFC Beast, thank you very much for coming on. We're going to have the panel for you soon. We're going to add Ches is back with us. We're going to put Ches on the panel along with Jem, along with David. It's a few moments away, but we need at least 500 likes, people, before the panel come on. I know you want to hear from Jem, from David, from Ches. So get smashing that like button. Stay with us until they're on the air. Chelsea blue flag here says fair play to Barnsley. They played well, but Tammy choked them. Kind of get what you mean there. Who knows here says Jem is a pineapple. He'll be with us soon. CFC here says we made 10 changes. That also needs to be taken into consideration with everything that Thomas Tuchel has done so far as Chelsea manager. There's been a hell of a lot of rotation, giving multiple players an opportunity to play, and he hasn't played like the same team for 2 games running yet, or even like the base being the same. Today there was 10 changes. That's not going to help things be cohesive, but he has to give people an opportunity. And to have 4 wins from 5, no defeats, 4 clean sheets out of 5 into the quarterfinals, and into a situation where you're challenging back for the top 4, I don't see how any Chelsea fan could be overtly disappointed. There's a comment here from Real Chris that says, Terry, are you fearing Chelsea when we face you? Listen, I think for the remainder of my life, I will never go into a Chelsea-Manchester United game with too much confidence. Chelsea, before they had Roman's money and since, have been the hardest team, in my opinion, for Man United to get results against outside of the Manchester-Liverpool derby in my lifetime. Even when we were peak and you guys were bang average, you would always do something against. You would always do something in games that would hurt us. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. So, of course, there's going to be a bit of fear. Get your super chat questions in as well, people, and sign up and become a member. And we'll do that. We're going to do some more calls now. First up, we're going to get Aaron back on the show. Aaron, the Donny fan, is here. What are you saying, Aaron?
Terry, hope you're doing well. So I want to look at this from both perspectives tonight because, a lot of Chelsea fans have been saying since we started the stream tonight that Barnsley have pressed them off the park. And watching that game today, I feel like Chelsea got a bit lucky tonight. I think that, yes, the fitness caught up with them. Yes, they sort of got to grips with the pitch a little bit more towards the end of the second half. But I felt like we should give Barnsley some credit because, as an EFL fan, I've watched Barnsley from a distance as a neutral, and I've seen the progression they've made. And in the table, they're 13th in the championship. They're 10 points off the playoffs with a game in hand. So it's not like they're bottom of the league with about 10 games to go and about 10 points off safety. They're no mugs this season, especially since they've brought in Valentin Ismail and sacked Gerard Struber last year. And, Barnsley had some really cool players on the pitch. Harvey Kane's a former Doncaster player. He was good in spots today. I'm looking at the team at the side of me just to remind me. Adebayo got brought off later on. I thought he ran for a bit. From a Chelsea point of view, I think that Tuchel again just keeps that winning run going, that unbeaten run going. And, it's good to see the youngster, Anjanin, I think that's how it's pronounced, getting a run out in the second half. So it was nice to see that overall from Chelsea. So I think it was just a case of Barnsley put the pressure on, Chelsea got the goal, and it wasn't offside, it was onside. I looked for it, they showed it from a different angle later on, and it was onside. So, we can't argue about the goal. There was no VAR need to be involved. Maybe VAR would have given the kneecap offside, but that's how controversial they are. But, I think VAR or not, it was onside anyway. So, it was just that one lucky moment. I think the header off the line was very, very intelligent. I've got to say that. I think that Abraham has that football intelligence. And I think that's the difference in class in the end. Chelsea just had that little bit of extra fitness, that little bit of extra football intelligence. So credit to Barnsley where it's due. They'll go on and hopefully try and get to a playoff place by the end of the championship season. Chelsea, in my opinion, in the league, back in the top four race. I think there'll be an outsider chance, but I think they'll be back in the top four race. And, I think Chelsea for this one, it's just one that they have to take the win and move forward to Sheffield United, which will be a tougher task. But thank you very much, Terry. And we've got Sunderland on Saturday, so hopefully we break down Lee Johnson's football. Rowers till I die. And thank you very much for replying to my message about me doing some work with my club. So thank you. I'm not leaving. Don't worry. I'm not leaving.
Good stuff. And congratulations for getting that working directly for Donny Rovers on a social media capacity, mate. Well done to you, Aaron. Take care, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, man got a job working directly for his boyhood club in their social media program. That is amazing. It really is. Some of you guys need to be a little bit nicer. Come on, people. Be a little bit nicer. Smile a bit. Do you want a hug? Do you want a hug from Uncle Terry? That sounds really bad, doesn't it? No. No, this moving on forward. Right, well, next up, we'll do one more call and we're going to get the panel on because Jem's sitting back on his bed. I can see he's chilling, bruv, feet in the air, doing his thing, brother. He's chillaxing, doing his thing. Make sure you're smashing like buttons, share buttons, etc. Show the cup draw. We'll put it up on it. Yeah, you're a Leicester fan. We're going to bust you up, bruv. We're going to beat you up, bruv. We're going to look at the right down account. I ain't scared of you. I'm not scared of falling again. Now, do you know what's going to happen? We're going to get to the semis and lose, bruv. That's what we do, Viagra FC. Lamin, welcome back to the test, bro. What do you want to say?
Hi, Terry.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
We're Lamin. We're Lamin.
Yeah. I don't understand with the Chelsea fans why they're so upset. I mean, I'm not gonna make any excuses for the performance here, but at the end of the day, the win was the most important thing. I'll take that and keep it moving because we're still in the cup here. From now on, I don't want to see any more Mason Mount slander or Jorginho slander. Because this game showed that those are the two players we were missing the most from there. And I think those are the two most disrespected players as well in our
Hang on a minute. We were going to wait for the panel, but as you're going in on Mason Mount here, do you want me to bring Uncle David in? Do you want me to bring Uncle David in? I think David's got to come in and say, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. David's here. Let's chat Mason Mount, boys.
David, talk to me about Mason Mount, because every time you come on the Terrace and it's always about Mason Mount not doing this, not doing that. Today we clearly missed his energy. Barnsley were pressing us. We didn't have anyone in the squad who was actually willing to do the running. We had players that were just walking about, not doing nothing. And you can clearly see why Mason Mount is crucial to this Chelsea team.
I feel like we're watching two different games here, or maybe we've got two different solutions to a problem. Today's problem is we can retain the ball. Mason Mount ain't that guy who's going to help us retain the ball. The guy we were missing today was Jorginho. As I've been saying, I expect when everyone's fit, my midfield two will probably be Kante and Jorginho. Those will be the midfield two. Attacking wise, we were as poor as we have been. Like realistically, maybe a bit worse today. But again, Mason Mount, I'm telling you now, if we had Mason Mount was not the reason why we were looking bad today. I'll tell you that one for free.
We lacked energy in today's game. We basically didn't look up for it. your one criticism of Mason Mount is that he worked hard, but he doesn't do much. Yeah, you look at any team, any top team. You look at Liverpool, like you see players like Henderson, not the most talented player, but in that squad, he is core to their system. He's one of the most hardworking there. You look at James Milner. You need players like Mount in your team.
Does James Milner play week in, week out? Does James Milner play week in, week out? Yes or no?
But you get my point.
No. Does James Milner play week in, week out?
James Milner is one of the most consistent players.
Answer my question. Yes or no? Answer my question. Does James Milner play week in, week out?
James Milner does not currently play week in, week out.
There we go. Exactly. That's my point. Thank you very much.
You can't fit the point just to fit your narrative. You understand what I'm saying?
No, hold on. You brought up a player to prove your point.
You need players like Mason Mount in your team if you want to be successful. Frank Lampard, to me, was not the most naturally talented player in the Chelsea team, but he was hardworking. He was one that was willing to put in the work.
I love when people bring this up. Do you know why people talk about Frank Lampard so much? It's not because he was hardworking. It's because not only was he hardworking, but he also had the goal contributions to go with that. Is Mason the same? Lampard at the start of his career had the same criticism. What did Lampard do? He went and got more goal contributions. That's what he did, and people got off his back because that's what people want to see.
But the thing is here, your criticism of making Mason Mount don't make any sense. You're basically saying that, because all he does is run around and he's hardworking, basically, like he doesn't really offer much. But you can see, for me, you look at the players, you look at his age, and I'd rather have someone in the squad who's willing to leave it all out on the pitch. And you need players that are going to lead by example. Mark my words, Mason Mount will be a future Chelsea captain. And
Again, have I ever said I want to sell Mason Mount? No. All I have said is I don't want to be relying on him at the age of 22 because he's not good enough right now to be the one to be relied on. This is my whole point.
Who would you rather rely on? Okay, Havertz is 21. Would you rather rely on him?
Have I said we build our system around Havertz? No. What I have said is that we have a whole. I've said, hold on, let me talk. I'll let you talk. Let me talk. My point is, hold on. I said my whole point is that we have a squad under Lampard. He built the whole team around Mason, and it wasn't getting the best out of everybody else in the team. The back five stays normal. That's cool. Back five, back six, whatever you want to call it, they stay fine. That's normal. But the attacking wise, it wasn't working because it was all focused on this one kid. Tuchel's now come in and he's now changed it to the point where effectively his pivot of Jorginho and Kovacic is the most essential thing, and then the forwards have to. He hasn't really established his attacking patterns yet, but they have to make patterns to score goals. He's built a system to get the best out of more players than just one person. That is my point. And I even said myself, Mason Mount will be a better player under Tuchel than he will be under Lampard. So I've never said Mason should never play for Chelsea. My point is he hasn't warranted playing week in, week out. I don't think anyone can disagree with me on that because there's no evidence for it.
There we go. Lamin, listen, brother, I could listen to this argument all day. We've got to move on with the rest of the show. Lamin, legend, thank you for calling the show, my brother. And remember, we're Lamin. We're Lamin. We're gonna get the rest of the panel on now. We're gonna bring Ches back to the show. I'll wait for he's stretching now, Jem. We're gonna get Jem on in a few moments. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Ed here says 3 or 4 players just back from injury for Chelsea. Who weren't sharp enough tonight and upset our rhythm consistently tonight. I hear that. There's a super chat here. Thank you. You didn't say anything, Quinton. But thank you very much indeed. Really, really appreciate your contribution there. Jem's with us as well now. Jem, I could see in the group chat throughout that game, you were absolutely loving it tonight, weren't you, mate?
Yeah, very funny. Fucking hell. Where do I start? Where do I start with this shit? Fuck. That was embarrassing. I don't want to hear, oh, but if we had Jorginho playing, he could have dictated the game. It's Barnsley. What is wrong with people? We're playing Barnsley. And you're telling me that we need Jorginho in this game. I actually wish Jorginho played today. Do you know why I wish Jorginho played today? Because it's the first team we've come up against that actually press you. One of the things that I've been banging on that I've been waiting for is a team to come up against our double pivot, the 6, and be pressured. Kovacic, and when Kovacic came on, all we done was give free kicks away. Literally, free kicks away. Like, look, Ziyech and Pulisic, absolutely shocking. Shocking. And man of the match was a goalie that is market valued at £13.5 million now. Kepa.
Timo's
Like what? Like that's how you know it's such a bad. Cho, awful. No, actually, Cho wasn't as bad. Cho was okay. Tammy Abraham. Oh my God, he might have scored a goal, but this guy, I'm telling you, there's just no point of him. But Gilmore, not great. Kante was better in the second half. Where I keep saying where his best position is, just sitting in front of the defence. Emerson, poor. Reece James, poor. We deserve to lose that game.
Wait,
We
Reece
deserve
James
to
was
lose that
poor.
game, bruv. I'm sorry. We were poor.
Reece James wasn't that bad, Jim. He
I
wasn't
think
that
get
bad.
more to say about that game. No, it wasn't harsh. That is the worst game I've seen us play under Tuchel.
Oh,
That was
I
the
mean,
worst
you
game
don't have-
I've
you don't have
seen
great
us
options.
play under Tuchel. We
not
couldn't
all get
even
on
break
the
down a Barnsley in the first half.
Jem.
We
Let's not
had
put
one
heads in the
shot
sand and
on
start
target
crying, okay?
against
The whole
Barnsley.
team was poor,
That's
innit?
embarrassing.
Bro. The whole team was poor.
I'm
We
sorry.
just didn't turn up on the day.
Look, at the end of the day, we won the game.
That's what matters, isn't it? Like, we won the game. It was a poor game. No one played well. But I don't think we should go into the players. We hear people, Gilmore's not ready for the Prem. Relax. I don't think he should start either. But let's stop these sweeping judgments and talk rubbish now. If you didn't play well against Barnsley, let's just chill out. Let's just chill.
No, but Ches, it is true, and I have been saying this for a very long time.
No, I agree with you, David. But
all these youth players that we keep pushing to be like, again, I've been hearing some ridiculous. Oh, we shouldn't sign Haaland because it might affect Tammy's development. Like, come on, let's not take the piss here. Like, come on. Exactly, Terry. Literally, that was my case. When I heard it, I was like, "Am I hearing this right?" He was.
You know what I did see tonight, which I don't know if it's social media or what. When your starting lineup was announced, I almost felt like there was a lot of Chelsea fans on socials that were trying to manufacture controversy. Does that make sense? I almost feel at the moment like Tuchel's 5 games in, and I feel like there's a lot of overreaction to the performances not being grade A. I'm seeing overreactions to the starting lineup change. I saw one fairly prominent kind of YouTuber and Twitter. Like, I think his Twitter's got like 30,000 followers. And he was like, I'm starting to get annoyed at all this chopping and changing in our starting lineup. And I'm sort of thinking,
it's Barnsley.
Are you trying? Yeah, it's Barnsley. But equally, are you trying? Are you legitimately trying to be controversial? Because the problem is, I would say to Chelsea fans at the moment, for the next 6 months, there's going to be no real sensationalism because you're starting again from scratch. Super chat here from Blaze, who says Chelsea were given the easiest road to the quarterfinals. All of the other top 6 had to play a Premier League team, but Chelsea had League One, League Two teams. I mean, that's true.
Barnsley are in the Championship, so that's not true. But okay.
Yeah, that's not true, is it?
Well, I mean, true in the sense of they haven't played thanks for the super chat, but I mean, that's just the way it happens sometimes, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a
but last year, Terry, we had Leicester away. I mean, Man United in the semi-finals. So
we're eventually gonna have to play a big team at some point. So it doesn't really matter. Like,
well, you never know, because you might get your semi might be against. Well, yeah, you could do it. You might not. Yeah,
unless you count Southampton as a small team, and then we end up playing Well, you can't even do that. You're gonna have like Bournemouth in the final, and then like Everton is probably the easiest. That's probably the easiest thing.
It's all set up. This semi-final draw. Well, the semi-final, Man United. If we get to it, if we get past Leicester, it's going to be a hard game against Leicester. It's going to be City or it's going to be Chelsea. There's no way we would get the easy tie semi-final. It ain't going to happen.
Good friend though, Terry. Though talking about the draw. We put in a good thread. We actually do need to win a trophy, though. Side note, like I think that you talked about it with your other team as well, but Chelsea do need to win this FA Cup. I think it's not a thing where we get to a final and fail again. That would be massive questions because Lampard got to a final with a similar team, if not a worse team. So I'm expecting Tuchel to win it. I'm not gonna lie. Even though City are in there, we kind of do need to get a trophy on the board because it'd be a long time since you won.
Why are you expecting him to win it?
No, not him in particular, but the club needs it.
Why are you expecting him to win it, Ched?
We need to win it, sort of, because bro, we haven't won anything for a long time. Like, it can't be.
Jeez, we won the Europa League like 2 years ago. It's not that deep.
No. What?
Yeah, I know. Calm down a bit, innit? Limit.
Do you know what?
You don't expect us to win it then?
Yeah, but
obviously I want us to win it.
No, I don't. Not really. It'd be nice to win it.
It'd be nice to win it, but it's not like oh no, we haven't won the FA Cup. What are we gonna do? It's not.
Yeah, we said that excuse last year, David, when Lampard lost it in the final. So we said like, oh yeah, he got there was a blight.
Yeah. I agree with Ches in the sense of if you don't win anything this year, it will be 2 years without winning anything. It puts more pressure as you go into that third year because United. This will be the last time we won something was 2017. So we're now going. It suddenly 1 year becomes 2, becomes 3. Don't win nothing this year, and it's 4 seasons without a trophy. And it does then start to apply more pressure on managers. It would be one of those things for Tuchel. If he wins it now, it just gives him a little bit less. Like if Lampard would have won the FA Cup last year, he would have got the fans would have turned on him a little bit slower than they did. Do you Chelsea fans also see? And you'll be a little bit closer to Chelsea social media platforms than I am. Do you sort of get the feeling that there are some Chelsea fans that are almost desperate to be negative about Tuchel because they were disappointed that Lampard was sacked? Do you almost feel like moaning about him? I mean, I saw people tonight saying, I saw one guy's tweet and it read along the lines of, I'm going to paraphrase, but it was basically saying, I can't believe it. I'm in shock. What am I reading? Emerson at centre-back. This is a disaster. And I thought, it's Barnsley.
Barnsley.
Are you guys seeing that in the Chelsea social spectrum at all, Jem?
Yeah, you're gonna expect it. Let's be serious, because I'd say half of the Chelsea fan base, but at least 20-30% of them wanted Lampard to stay, and Tuchel came in against probably their will, and probably a little bit. Don't get me wrong, Terry. I just feel like. In a way, that's sad because they should always be backing the club and the manager that comes in. I was one for wanting Lampard to stay myself. I was always saying Lampard to stay unless proven wrong. And then when it got to the end of the nightmare of a run that he had, I actually even said I wouldn't be surprised if he gets sacked. But I always back the club. Do you know what I mean? And that's what fans need to do. They need to stop sitting there and just holding on to their emotions about an individual. And because it's Frank Lampard, because he was the player, and they're only thinking of the player, it's what's like sort of clouding their judgments. So for me, they just need to let that go and just he's here now. There's no point in talking about Lampard anymore. Tuchel's here.
That's why I'm saying.
We move.
That's what I was saying about the trophy, because imagine we didn't. Let's say we get to a final, we lose again. Hopefully we don't. Let's say we did. That narrative of Tuchel can't win in big games. It's not true. But it will come rife again. People start thinking, he lost to another final. Well, what's going on? And then not even that. And the bigger picture, Chelsea haven't won for a few years. Then they'll put that together. And then all these negative comments will come like out 100 times % what Terry's talking about today. Imagine this summer if we lose to another final again. 2 in a row. That's a massive narrative. You know what I'm trying to say? So,
I really don't think it's that deep. I really don't.
It is. I think it is.
I think two. You can lose 2. It can happen. Like, you can just lose 2 finals. Like, you can show up on the day and your team just be better than you. Like, Arsenal's a bit of a weird one because we probably should have won that final.
Yeah, we should have.
Things happened and it was peak, right? That's cool. But if you play United in the final and Marcus Rashford just has his day, then he just has his day. Like, sometimes you just can't prepare for these things.
David, but I think again we're and that is, you're right, David. You're absolutely bang on right. But fans on social media who help feed the media narrative in the modern day world, they don't allow for that, and it catches fire so quickly. You, as we've said on a number of occasions, Ollie's getting all this crap for not reaching. Man United fans have been angry at losing semi-finals under Ollie, and then previous managers going out in 3rd rounds, 4th rounds, 5th rounds. They look at a semi-final defeat as worse than going out 2 or 3 rounds earlier. And I mean, it just isn't. You've gone further in a tournament, and I'm sure if Ollie gets to a final, Ollie could get to the FA Cup and Europa League final this year, lose them both, and it'll be absolutely told you he's rubbish. It's just the way it works. It's just the way it works. People live in their emotions, as Jem said. I mean, we'll take it away from Chelsea for a minute. So today was a tweet put out that shows basically in the Premier League, Martial and Rashford are basically identical, almost like identical records in relation to sort of what's going on with them. And the tweet was like, but what it said, but one gets more criticism than the other, and it was very clever. You read the responses, you can tell who people's favorite of the two is. Yeah, I think Rashford gets so much abuse. I threw that in as a bit of a grenade to see what would go off. Yeah, I think Martial gets more abuse. And what you find is some people think it's Martial that gets more criticism. Some think it's Rashford that gets more criticism. So what they end up doing is, right, I love Rashford. I think he gets too much criticism. So I'm going to throw more salt towards Martial instead. And you get it with managers now. You're going to get this Lampard in crew who care more about being right about their Lampard debate than they do supporting Thomas Tuchel. And that's why Ches is right. Like, winning trophies quickly is important because it shuts people up a bit more, you know?
I mean, half of them didn't even want Tuchel anyway.
True.
That's the thing.
I
Like,
think what drives
came
me
in,
mad.
All right, Jim, go.
No, go, Dave. Go on, mate.
No, I was going to say the thing that's mad about it is that Tuchel came in and they were all worried about him getting rid of Chelsea's like identity of playing youth players and other things, and I was like, stop lying to yourselves. Like, get over it. We are just that team that wins, and just be okay with that. There's nothing wrong with, actually, you know what? We kind of have to win now. You can't say we've got to win the FA Cup, but then when he takes a win now approach, say, but he's got to play youth players. You can't have it both ways. Either we become a club where it's only youth players, but then you lose winning, or become a club who wins now, which is what we've always been. And again, Chelsea fans kid themselves and say, we want all the youth players to be amazing. I guarantee if someone actually tried to just do it their way and it flopped, they'd all hate it in about a year. All of them. Like,
yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. We've got some super chats here I want to do. First one is from a Barnsley fan who says, I'm a Barnsley fan. Congratulations on the win. After that performance, what makes you think you can win the cup with the likes of City and Man United being in it?
Well,
Interesting question.
I don't think, to be honest, like I said, I don't think we can play as bad as we did tonight. In my eyes, I thought we were shocking. You know, whether it was the pitch, whether it was just us having an off night. I just don't see us playing like that against the Man City and the Man United. Yeah, I mean, that certain individuals that played today as well would not have played against Man United and Man City as well. We probably would have played more to our strongest team as well. So that's the only answer I've got to that, really.
And also, Man United and Man City are familiar opponent, so it's not like we're playing another Barnsley where it's unpredictable.
Yeah, and listen, that pit behind my house where I live, it's like horses. What the horses do when they live? Do they graze? What's the horses? Is it graze? I don't know. I only live in the country, so I'm not from it. The pitch tonight looks like the field of the horses that live behind my house live in. You know, like it was terrible. So you're not going to have that as well. Chelsea are definitely capable under Tuchel, and by the way, under Lampard, of beating City and beating Man United. And we know this because it's been done. It's been done before. But thank you for the super chat. And listen, well played tonight as a Barnsley fan. I think you really gave a great account of yourselves.
Yeah,
I mean that with respect. The Podfather here says we were trashed tonight. Love Tuchel, but that was not. But what's with not wanting to cross the ball in the air in the last 3 games? We've gone completely the other way. Other than Lampard, it's such a useful tool. Yeah, I mean, but this is what happens. Like, can you imagine? Do you know what? As a rival fan, there's a part of me that would love to be sitting here in 5 months' time with Chelsea fans screaming, saying, we've just got to cross it more. Because 2 months ago, we just crossed it. Look, that's the thing with football in England. I honestly feel like you need to get the balance right because Klopp's teams cross. Pep's team, we know how Pep's teams cross. Like KDB's been one of the best in the league for it. It's getting the balance right. I'm sure he's going to get there. We're going to add Ram to the stream now as well with us. Ram, welcome. What do you want to say, mate?
No, it's the most important. I don't know why Chelsea fans are upset. The most important thing is you're through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Like, yeah, it was a bad performance, but the most important thing is getting through that tie, and you guys have. Like, I understand what Dave said about the likes of the youngsters because I've been hearing a lot of Chelsea fans starting to talk about, we should start Billy Gilmour instead of Jorginho. And personally, for me, I think Billy Gilmour is just a miniature version of Jorginho, and if not better than him. Like, I think there needs to be a little bit of respect given to some of the older players and more experienced players from your fans rather than the more inexperienced ones.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from there, mate. I do. We're going to jump on some calls now. We're going to get Akil on the show. Akil Henry's a Chelsea fan. Welcome to the show, mate. What do you want to say?
Do you hear me? I'm actually from Jamaica.
Lovely. Nice to hear from you, brother. Nice to hear from you. What's on your mind, my friend?
Yes. I'm going to be honest. I think I think this is the one game I would give the coaching staff and the team a pass. I think the pitch had everything to do with how poor we were today. Yeah, you could say that the Chelsea players really weren't, even though they're supposed to, you could see that Chelsea players really weren't used to the pitch, and it really affected how they play. It affected how well they passed the ball. It affected how well they ran with the ball. Hence, we got the performance that we got today. So, in all honesty, it was a shocking performance, and I think every criticism that was given, is warranted. But this is the one game I'll give them a pass.
Yeah. So go on, mate. Go on.
Yeah. Another thing as well. Yes, I'm one of those fans who thought Lampard was sacked unfairly. However, I will say this: that you're a man, you're a madman if you can't change your mind. And I really like Tuchel. I really like what he's doing. I like, you can, as you guys said, that you can see the idea that he's trying to institute, the philosophy that he's trying to institute at the club. My thing is that, and as I said before, I think it gets better with time. I think I'm still not a fan of the players that he used, like for example Jorginho, but I can understand Jorginho is playing well under him, and that's fine. Good stuff.
There we go. Brother, listen, thank you very much for calling the show, mate. Really great to hear from you. Speak to you again soon, mate. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks for having me.
Indeed, thank you. We're gonna do a few more calls before we end tonight's stream. We're gonna
Terry, I'm gonna go.
Throw in here. We're gonna throw in Hawk, who's back with us. Been on a few times recently. Hawk, welcome back. How's Cobra Kai? What do you want to say?
Can you hear me?
You're very quiet. Get a bit closer to that mic, please. No, really. Try calling back, bro. It's really, really quiet. Try again and come back. We're gonna get names down as MUFC. Wow, I've just clicked on your actual name. I had hot, so I can't read that. Anyway, MUFC, what are you saying?
As a Man United fan, I'm very excited. I'm pissed about this result. And Chelsea fans, I don't know why they're sad, in my opinion, because for Chelsea fans, all that matters is going to the next round. It doesn't matter what type of result you get. You can get like a 2-1, 1-0 between a championship side or a Football League 1 side. I don't really care. But for Chelsea fans, all you need to matter is going to the next round. And Lampard, if Lampard was in this game as a coach, he would have
lost.
Lost, yeah. Because his tactical system.
I know. Listen, young man. I don't suppose you're over the age of 16, are you?
No, I'm 14 actually.
14. Unfortunately, I'll have to end the call there. Thank you very much for calling in. Just an age thing. Thank you very much for coming. I'm really, really sorry. Take care of yourself. It's said that yes, you have to be over the age of 16 to call in to the show. You do. Not too sure where David went. David seems to have gone. But listen, stream's coming to an end now anyway. Everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Make sure you're smashing the like buttons. Go into the link in the description below and follow us on all our social media platforms. We're back tomorrow with more content. Got a big preview show for Man City, Spurs. Really, really nice weekend array of fixtures, which we're really looking forward to. Sign up to the Discord server as well. Until next time, everyone, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very